Hey, so let's talk about something that I know everybody has an opinion about, especially at this time of year. As of this recording, I'm recording it in October 2025. Love it or hate it, the pumpkin spice latte is more than a drink. What I plan to do today in this video is to give you a case study in marketing and what you can do in your business, your small business, your medium-sized business, that could mirror some things about the Starbucks Pumpkin Spice Latte. So hear me out. Now, also as of this recording, I got a text earlier today from my sister who lives in New York. She lives in Brooklyn, and she had mentioned how I think about 1,000 Starbucks, because there's about 1,000 in New York City, how so many are closing in Brooklyn. There's so many that are closing. And we started talking about like why that's happening. We know what's going on in the world today. We know environmentally there's things that are happening. There's the tariffs that are affecting, right? Coffee sales are going through the roof. Also, in addition to that, there are the baristas, right? That's their names, right? They want to be unionized. And I know New York is a hot spot and they were looking to get unionized. So besides those points of Starbucks, and those are real issues and everything, some of the things that Starbucks has done really is this pumpkin spice latte. Now, I am not a pumpkin spice latte fan. I am not a pumpkin spice fan. I have a daughter who loves it. At this time of year, she can't wait to get her. She got her pumpkin spice creamer. All that, right? That's not me. I'm not. I do like a good latte. I haven't had one in a while. I've been off coffee for a minute. But pumpkin spice, not a fan. And I actually roll my eyes whenever it starts pumpkin spice season. Starbucks didn't really launch it for any sorts of grandeur. It was a product expansion. And it just did well. It became a seasonal obsession. And then people started talking about it. And then you started seeing pumpkin spice everywhere, right? Everybody has it. It's to the donut, to the coffee, to the creamer, to this food. There's so many different things seasonally at this time of year. And I think definitely you can apply some of the tactics that they've created in this product expansion to your business. And I want to set the stage. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what they did and why it was so successful, and then how you can do it for your business, no matter if you have a product or service-based business. But let me set the stage first. Let's talk about the pumpkin spice latte. All right, it started in 2002, and it was, like I said, it was a product expansion. And they thought it was going to be niche, that some people were going to like it. But right now, it has over $2 billion in sales just on the pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks. It goes viral every fall. They have expanded it a lot, right? They will do various campaigns around pumpkin spice lattes, and they have contests, and they really want people to start embracing it even more. Now it's almost like FOMO. People who aren't into it are missing out. It's definitely a cultural signal. It's more of a cultural signal, especially for us people here in the Midwest, than anything else. But it's a signal to the start of fall. And we really didn't have anything like that. If you recall back, I remember like Oktoberfest. That was like a big thing that they start talking about it. And living here in Michigan with the leaves changing, it's a great time of year. I know everybody, pretty much everybody, 90% of the people I know love fall. I'm not one of them. I am a summer baby, but people love this time of year, and pumpkin spice lattes go with it. Let's break down the 5 tactics that made this such a phenomenon and really made it big. The number 1 tactic that you can do in your business: scarcity and timing. Yes, it's only available certain times of the year, right? It's like now, and then it leaves. I think it leaves sometime right before the holiday, and they really start pushing some of the cocos and things like that, or definitely before in January, it's gone. How do I know this? Especially having a pumpkin spice lover in the house. People are waiting for it, right? They're waiting for like, when is it coming? And it slowly teases it out. And other brands have started teasing it out too. Like, pre-order. It's coming soon. It's around the corner, your pumpkin spice. So people start planning things around it and things that they do. Number 2, it's really talking about more emotional positioning versus product marketing. And so what I mean by that is that It's really building into the emotion. When people think pumpkin spice latte, you love it or you hate it. I'm gonna talk about the people who love it. They know it's a certain time of year. It brings in either nostalgia or the thought. It brings in your hands around a warm cup of pumpkin spice. The weather is getting cooler. You could have your donut in the other hand and you are looking at the leaves and it's just a lovely fall feeling. Or you're coming back from a football game and your team won. And so it's very emotional. It's not just selling the latte. It's really thinking about just being in the moment, the vibes, the coziness of it, putting on your sweater, starting to wear your browns and putting on clothing that's cozy and comfortable. No more showing skin. It is definitely like emotion in a cup, for sure. It's a lot of emotion in a cup. That's number 2. Number 3, influencer hype before influencer was a big thing. It came about where you start to see some of your influencers who had their pumpkin spice latte in their hand and those images that you saw. And you were like, I want to be like them. I want to have something in my hand. They look so cozy. They look chic as they walk back from Pilates class. Or you just see that they have this vibe of relaxed comfort and you want to have that. They leaned into that. They didn't really shy away from it. And yes, with all of us haters who really hated on that, they didn't mind that either. They would talk about it. They would bring it in some of their context and their content, especially on their social media, about the people who roll their eyes at pumpkin spice lattes. They did that. So it became really big from that perspective. The product also was like a lifestyle thing. It became a part of the culture. Like right now, people probably don't remember before pumpkin spice latte. I remember Starbucks came about in the late 90s. They came about. This wasn't a thing, but when people talk pumpkin spice latte, they have a vision in their head. It is a vibe. It is a time of year. It is a moment. They created it. It has its own memes, but it is a moment. So how to make it seem okay? It's a lifestyle. You have to embrace it. And then last and finally, the 5th one is how it strategically rolled out. They jumped in. They embraced it. One of the things they did, especially with the Starbucks app, they had loyalty points for customers. They encourage customers, get your pumpkin spice latte, put your order in now. They rewarded their members for sure. Like I mentioned before, they did sneak previews. They did a lot of social teasing. They really talked a lot about it. They wanted to build up this anticipation that it's here. Now, don't get me wrong. I love their Bliss Bar. That's around the holidays. That's a little different. But the pumpkin spice latte movement in the marketing is just genius in what they did. They really try to anticipate and get people encouraged to all right, it's a time of year. It's something that I'm going to do on a regular basis. I know it's limited. I know I want to have those great cozy feeling and vibes, and I want to be able to do that. So the one thing that I loved what they did, most part, they made this flavor like a ritual. Can you imagine? It's a flavor. And they made it in terms of a ritual. There's no other flavor out there, really. I think the closest may be hot chocolate. You get these feelings when you think about that. But not to the level that Starbucks did of pumpkin spice latte. And yes, you can get a pumpkin spice latte at various places, right? Here we have Tim Hortons and there's other places like Big B Coffee. There's other coffee shops. But the idea that it started there and it's definitely going to end there. So with all those great things from a marketing standpoint that they did, what are some of the lessons that you could do in your small business that you could take away from Starbucks pumpkin spice latte? One thing you can do is you could create your own seasonal moment. If you have a product-based business or even a service-based, if there's a certain time of year, maybe it's a time where it's like a downtime for you, create a seasonal moment. Think about something that you can build up. I'm going to use an example for a client that I have that is basically tax season, right? So they are tax providers. This time of year and in the summer is not a big time for taxes, but what it can be is it could be a big time for preparations. What strategy are you going to make sure that you're going to satisfy from your tax purposes in the next following year? Really getting to the bag, satisfied, making it satisfied, making this prep season for taxes, getting your house in order. Those are some of those things you can think about. So create a seasonal moment from that perspective. You definitely want to tap into emotion. That I tell my clients all the time, the audience, you have to get them with, I know we always talk about pain, but really it's an emotion. What's the emotion you want to get them? Do you want them to feel anxious? You want them to feel cozy? You want them to feel excited? You want them to feel curious or inquisitive? What are some of the emotions that you want to drag out? In marketing, we always like to go for that. We want you to feel like you need it, that you can't deal without it. We don't want to throw guilt, but guilt is a great emotion. So what can you use from an emotion standpoint? You also want to lean into the culture. There are some aspects of culture and memes and things like that you can lean into seasonally. That's why when you create content calendars, or when I create content calendars for my clients, we look at the season and what can you lean into with your business based on certain seasons of the year, and just really own it and go with it from that perspective. And then you also want to build anticipation. Do a lot of pre-sale and a lot of it's coming soon. Get people to know that it's coming up and make sure that they know, here's it's happening and it's limited time. That's something that we teach in terms of knowing how to put in urgency in your messaging. You only have so many spots. It's limited time only. You only have so many items. Lots of businesses, especially if they do have issues on their back end when it comes to product development and manufacturing, it's natural to put some of those urgency messages in. But to keep doing that and keep talking about anticipation and tell things about things that are coming, what's happening now. Also, countdown to comes. Countdowns are really great, but then there's also countdown to starts and then countdowns that when it goes away. Create that urgency around it. So those are some things. And I know it's great to do surprise drops, right? Beyonce does them. But for most businesses, start to create that mystery, because we're distracted in so many different ways. We need to have that understanding and be reminded over and over again. So if you need help, crafting your next strategy or creating that next product expansion and maybe that seasonal offer that you're looking at, then why don't you book a strategy call with me? It's free and the link is below, and I can help design that promotion campaign plan with you and help you grow and become a phenomenon like Starbucks. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.